My name is Emma, and I once believed love had to be spoken to be real. But life taught me something different. Sometimes the deepest love hides in silence, in stolen glances, and in words that are never said. I learned that lesson from one letter that reached me far too late. I grew up in a peaceful neighborhood where every family knew the next. Across the street lived a boy named Daniel. We were the same age, and from childhood we were always together. We walked to school, shared our dreams, laughed over silly jokes, and argued about the smallest things. Yet by sunset, we were smiling again, as if nothing had happened. To me, Daniel was simply part of everyday life, as familiar as the old oak tree outside my house or the evening breeze. I never imagined those ordinary days would one day become my most precious memories. As the years passed, something quietly changed between us. It wasn't sudden, just the kind of change only the heart notices. Daniel became more reserved. Sometimes I caught him looking at me for a little longer than usual, as though he wanted to say something but always changed his mind. During our college years, I realized my own feelings had changed too. Whenever he wasn't around, my day felt strangely empty. His smile could brighten even my darkest moments, and seeing him upset somehow hurt me more than I could explain. Still, neither of us spoke. We were both afraid that one sentence might change everything we already had. One evening, we sat on the rooftops of our neighboring homes, separated only by a low wall. The sunset painted the sky with shades of gold and purple. After a long silence, Daniel softly asked, "Do you ever wonder where life will take us?" Then he whispered, "Sometimes I wish moments like this could last forever." I smiled without answering. Maybe I didn't understand him. Or maybe I was simply afraid of what his words truly meant. A few months later, my life took an unexpected turn. My parents told me they had accepted a marriage proposal from a respectable man living in another city. Everyone seemed happy, but inside I felt a weight I couldn't describe. That evening, I met Daniel on the rooftop one last time. He already knew. He didn't ask questions or complain. After a long pause, he quietly said, "I hope he gives you every happiness you deserve." Those simple words carried more emotion than any confession ever could. I wanted to tell him what I was feeling, but fear stole my voice. I only nodded. Soon after, I left my childhood home as a bride. The years passed quickly. I built a family, raised children, and filled my days with responsibilities. Yet every now and then, memories of those rooftops, those sunsets, and the quiet boy who always looked at me with such gentle eyes returned to my heart. 8 years later, on a rainy afternoon, I received an old envelope with no return address. My name was written in handwriting I recognized instantly. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a letter. "Emma, if you're reading this, it means I finally found the courage to send these words. For years, I wanted to tell you how I truly felt, but fear always held me back. I was afraid of losing our friendship, afraid you might never feel the same. The truth is simple. I loved you. I loved you when we were children walking to school together. I loved you through every day of college. I loved you during every sunset we watched from our rooftops. And I loved you even on the day I learned you were getting married. I stayed silent because your happiness meant more to me than my own. Maybe in another lifetime, our story would have ended differently. But I want you to know that loving you was the greatest blessing of my life. And I never regretted a single moment. Daniel." By the time I reached the final line, tears covered the page. Then I noticed another note tucked behind the letter. It was from Daniel's mother. She wrote that Daniel had passed away 6 months earlier after a long illness. He had written the letter years before but never found the courage to send it. I sat by the window as the rain continued to fall, holding his words close to my heart. For the first time in years, I remembered everything, not with sadness, but with understanding. Because not every love story becomes a relationship. Some become silent promises. Some become unforgettable memories. And some become letters that arrive when it's already too late. That night, I stepped onto my balcony and looked into the dark sky hidden behind heavy clouds. In a whisper, I said, "Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for loving me with such kindness. Thank you for protecting my happiness even when it cost you your own." True love is not always loud. Sometimes it waits. Sometimes it sacrifices. And sometimes it quietly lets go without asking for anything in return. If this story teaches us anything, it is this. Never allow fear to silence your heart. Speak the words that matter while you still have the chance. Because silence can steal the most beautiful moments of our lives. And sometimes, the people who needed to hear those words most are gone before we ever find the